Or will be here back. All right, so we'll call the meeting to order for our Board of Inspectors meeting of May 9th, 2024. Any public comments for, I guess, are we on Zoom?
Yep, we're on.
Any public comments for items not appearing on the agenda? At this time, the chair will recognize any public comments. Don't see anybody in person.
I have something to say, but it's about the RFQ thing, which I guess will be part of the board or something.
I don't know.
I have just a brief comment on the warden's report on it.
Okay, so we'll talk about the word. Anybody else? No. Okay, so we had the minutes from April 11th, 2024. Everybody a chance to review them? Any comments on the minutes? See any comments? We have a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion approved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we'll move on to the warden's report. Warden Irwin.
Good morning, everyone. This week, May 5th through the 11th, got the 5th in there twice, threw myself off, is recognized as Corrections Employee Week, signed by President Ronald Reagan, I believe in 1984, when Corrections Employee Week was recognized. We're doing some celebrations this week with staff. We have special meals all day. Just a reminder to the board, Mr. Frantic will be having chicken this morning. Anytime after like 11 o'clock is good. Feel free to stop in. If it's raining, we'll move in here. If it's not raining, we'll out for weather. The commissioners, back on April 28th, did a proclamation. I will not read it all, but just proclaiming, County Assembly proclaimed this week as Corrections Employee Week. A lot of people only recognize it as Correction Officer Week. We consider all employees at this facility. We're all one big family, sometimes a dysfunctional family, but we're all a big family, so. Along with that, each year we do special recognition for employees. This year, Officer David Knepp, who was a long-term employee, was nominated by several supervisors for the 7-3 Officer Award. Officer Knepp is he's very diligent in his duties, very thorough. He's good at training newer staff. He's very dedicated to his job. And Knepp is not afraid to, I guess, issue criticism and draw attention to somebody if they're not doing something right. He will take corrective action with them as far as newer staff, which is very nice to see that. Officer clear with ear. 3 to 11. Officer of the Year is Jason Young. He's currently the Central Booking Center officer. He was nominated by his supervisor. Jason Young is very thorough in his duties. The Central Booking Center duties are above and beyond regular correction officer duties. They have to enter a lot of information into the clean system. They have access to all the criminal history records and stuff. And all of their records are subject to audit, and if there's errors, we get notified about it from the state police. So he's very thorough in his duties. No issues with Jason. He's a great officer. He's one of our trainers here at the facility. 11 to 7 Officer of the Year is Mitchell Andre. Mitchell is the youngest of these 3 officers as far as time in. Been here almost 2 years now. Mitchell recently became a train-the-trainer. He also recently completed a very tough and tedious 2-week course on assault management application, which is basically advanced defensive tactics, which is a very hard course to get through. We had one right before COVID where we sent 6 people through it and only 2 passed from our facility. So it's not an easy course to get through. Him and another officer here successfully completed that course. Employee of the Year is Trevor Chandler. Trevor's one of our facilities management maintenance staff. Trevor's been here maybe a year. He was nominated by several people due to his thoroughness, his willingness to help. Any issues that they've contacted Trevor about, he's always, jumping right on it, make sure it's taken care of. So we are happy to recognize Trevor. And last but not least, the supervisor of the year was Captain Shane Billett, was nominated by some fellow supervisors. Shane is also a long-term employee here at the facility. Since he got promoted to captain last fall, he's done a great job. He's taken the bull by the horns, so to speak. Years ago, we used to have a captain at the facility, and we're glad to have it back again. And it's given a lot of direction to the lieutenants, and he's able to keep more of an eye on things that are going on. So he's been a great addition to that ranks, and we're happy to recognize Shane. Real quick on the request for qualifications, they are due tomorrow at 4 PM to Controller Moser. We don't know who, will be submitting anything. I guess we'll find out tomorrow at 4:02 or whatever time. So we'll have more information to come next month, but, they are due tomorrow at 4 PM to Mr. Moser, so.
That's the word. Is there anything else on Winter?
No, I didn't know if there was gonna be a question, that's why I paused.
I'll get to it, don't worry.
Okay. Debated on these next two slides, but, we decided to go with them. Chris Shell, who was the former warden here, who left to go to Franklin County last year. At the recent Pennsylvania Prison Wardens Association conference, Chris was recognized, as Warden of the Year. So it was a great honor for Chris. And I think as some of the board knows, Chris is departing Franklin County and is heading to Florida. He will be the Deputy Director of Corrections for Volusia County. They have two correctional facilities and a reentry facility within their county. Volusia County is in the Daytona area.
There you go.
Yeah.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, so, he was, yesterday was his last day in Franklin County. He had sent us some pictures yesterday morning. They sabotaged his office, before he left, so. And the next one, not a very good picture. This guy's not very photogenic, but, I was surprised and, honored to be, awarded with the William J. Robinson Lifetime Achievement Award. Very surprised. It's, the William J. Robinson Award is named after a former, commissioner for the Department of Corrections in Pennsylvania. Recognizing basically your lifetime achievement and goals and your dedication to corrections, things you've accomplished in your career. So I was very surprised by that, was not expecting it, and, yeah, they got me good on that one, so. Thought we would add those as a.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
At least it wasn't the Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was, my wife and I had some discussions afterward because she was in on it because they had to go through her to get some information about my life outside of corrections, and her and Deputy Warden Coons from Clinton County played a part in it, and so. And they really got me good. Michael attest, he was there. They managed to loop my daughter in on Zoom so she could watch it. So it was, yeah, they got me good that night. That ends my warden's report, sir.
All right, so I'll, Chair will recognize anybody from the, board who has a comment or question regarding the board. Here, she's nobody. How about the public?
Yeah, I'm Glenn Smelter. Well, congratulations, and,
Thank you.
we thought we'd return. We heard you had such a short meeting last month.
Oh, we missed you.
Yeah. We thought better here to make it worth coming anyway. We appreciate that the RFQ process is ongoing and still some are coming in. But we got to thinking, oftentimes it's, as a public, where it's like the prison system is a black box that we can't see into, we don't know what's going on, so, and we're curious. So we would like to request or ask to be a community member or two be appointed to the group that's reviewing the RFQs. just to make comments or to see what's going on. We think this would be helpful in maintaining transparency in the whole process and sense of participation for those of us who've been concerned with this issue. I think, as I thought about it, we would rather be informed than kept informed. You know, kept informed, you only get the information people want you to have. If you're on the inside and participating, you are informed. You may recall that both Nancy Rommel and myself served with Jason and Attorney DA Cantorna on this alternatives for outdoor rec committee. And we came regularly, and we're active participants in that and responsible. Community members, particularly professionals, also know how to keep confidentiality. If there's any need for anything to be kept confidential in the proposal process, so we could be able to do that. So we would just ask that you would appoint a person or two to be a part of this review process. I don't even know who's doing it or how it's happening, but that's our request.
I have no information as far as my knowledge of the court system, how that even works. I mean, I assume it's at the county level, so it's a county, so I don't know. I don't have Mr. Frank on the hotspot, but maybe if you can feel the information of how that works, because I don't know either.
I appreciate what you're saying, but what is involved there is considered contractual and official business of the county. And that is not something that is of a public participation nature. For that very reason, that's why we included the charrette in the process, and that is where the public will have the opportunity to participate in the RFQ process and the evaluation of the actual facility. So when it comes to contracts, that is the strict purview of the county.
But yes, who then will review these RFQs? You and the coordinator, presume, or
As well as the board.
the whole board?
Any other public comments or questions?
I did have one more thing under the warden's report. I wanted to recognize Tom Weber, the CEO from Prime Care Medical. Going to put him on the spot a little bit here this morning. Prime Care has been a longtime partner with the Center County Correctional Facility, going back to the old facility when they started providing medical coverage for the facility. Prime Care has, I believe, over half the county jails in the state of Pennsylvania, and you have facilities in 5 different states, I believe, unless I lost count. 5. I found out a lot of information last year in an event with Tom, when he spoke that Prime Care gives back a lot to the communities that they serve. And, you know, we just wanted to thank Tom for their partnership. They're one of the few partners that we have that if we have an issue and need to talk to Tom or Todd Haskins or Brent Babington, the other officers of Prime Care, we have their cell numbers. We can call them 24/7. Usually most vendors, you call 1-800 and leave a message and they'll get back to you. With Prime Care, we have the ability to reach out to the decision makers and get things addressed as needed. And speaking for Tom, a couple of years ago, we had an emergency court hearing. I don't know if Tom remembers this or not. The day before 4th of July, Tom made a trip up here at 3:30 in the afternoon for an emergency court hearing in front of Judge Oliver, I believe it was. So, just want to give Tom a few seconds to maybe talk about some of the good things they do in the communities where they're working.
Thank you, Glenn. Won't take up too much of your time. It's nice to be recognized. We truly do believe that we're part of the community in which we work. Our staff are all local, but the rest of us from upper management like to participate on the county level when we can. One of the things that Glenn is referring to is we hold a golf outing each year to recognize our counties. And as part of that, we give an opportunity for each participant in golf outing to nominate someone for a charitable award to go back to their community. We try and emphasize that you nominate someone not of a national origin, but that is close to your home. And after this year's golf outing in September, we will top $300,000 going back to the communities in the last 5 years. We do appreciate being able to serve the citizens and our patients. You know, as a healthcare company, oftentimes, we are criticized, and there may be a perception that, people working in correctional facilities are only doing so, because they can't find jobs elsewhere. I beg to differ. If we were doing mission work, they'd be applauded, for their empathy for those who are in need. Our employees elect to serve this country's neediest population, and do so, at times placing themselves in risky situations. So we do like to rehabilitate. It's our goal that everyone who enters our facilities leaves in a healthier, better condition than when they enter. So, thanks.
Thanks, Tom. That's it for the word report.
All right. Questions or comments?
I will say that, I had an experience which was not pleasant, but worked directly with Mr. Haskins in your office and came to a favorable conclusion.
It's healthcare and it's corrections, so not everything is coming up roses, but we do like to hear, and as the warden has indicated, our cell phones are out there. We'd rather hear about a problem so that we can address it. You know, there is a lot going on in our facilities, and a lot of times people feel that they can't be heard. So whether it be someone individually or in the community, we always appreciate those contacts. Oftentimes HIPAA and other privacy laws are somewhat frustrating that we can't share information back, but we always want to receive it so that we can look into something and make sure nothing is being missed. So I'm
I was
glad to hear this.
appreciative of the response.
Glad to hear that.
Okay.
So I'm also a prison visitor with the Prison Society, and sometimes we have complaints about medical care, so I pass some of those on to the warden, and I don't know if you pass them on.
Yes, we communicate them to Amanda, who's our HSA.
Okay,
Majority of the time, medical is already aware and taking care of
I assume.
the issues, but I can't tell you that because of HIPAA.
Yeah,
So I just basically, as you know, my response, I'll say, I received your information, or I'll noted whatever the response is, but I can assure you, medical does get all that information that gets sent to us that we hear about.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Last week, I went on a tour of one of our facilities with their local prison society, so that I could hear firsthand what the concerns were and have them addressed as quickly as possible. So we appreciate the work that you do on behalf of our patients.
Thank you. Facility reports.
okay. For April, our average daily population was 179. The Center County average was 107, and Tennant County was 72. Center County sentenced, average daily population was 49. Center County unsentenced was 58. Tennant County sentenced was 27, and Tennant County unsentenced was 45. Community reentry with work programs, for the month of April, we have 9, had 9 with private employment. We had 4 at Centerpiece for the month. We had 2 on facility grounds, working with our maintenance staff. Of that breakdown, 14 was from Center, 1 from Huntington, for a total of 15 participating. I will note, over the last 3 months, we've had, I believe, 5 that we've had to pull back in from outside work release due to their violating the rules and regulations of the program. We just had to pull another one yesterday who received a misconduct for some. He was missing from work when he was supposed to be there, and not a good thing. So just as a note, everybody knows the McDonald's is going up across the street. They've already been in contact with Miss Billet. Tentatively, they're opening the last week of June as their target date. So they're already planning ahead to hire some individuals from here, so, which will be nice. That'll help us out. They can walk to work.
Is Wawa gonna be in the place there?
Well, we hope, and time will tell. We'll visit them once they get going. I still get a little dig into Kevin at Rutter's once in a while, to try to, I know the decision's not his, it's a corporate decision, but
All riders won't.
Yeah, they have a corporate, they won't hire, work release inmates, so, but. Our April 2024 health services report, total sick calls seen for the month was 147. Total visits with a physician or a PA was 276. Total outside medical consults was 16. Mental health clinician visits was 225. Total seen by the psychiatrist, 50 visits. And mental health commitments, I thought I would put this number out there. We currently have 2 individuals at Torrance State Hospital. And we have 1 awaiting placement at Torrance, and we have 1 pending competency eval, so. I haven't reported those numbers very often. I thought I would add them this month. Our medication assisted treatment program is going well. Total on MAT, continuation for the month was 18. What the continuation means is when they were committed to the facility, they were already on an MAT program. Medical has a process they go through to verify that with the medical provider on the street. And then they continue them on the program, in accordance with our guidelines here. Last month, we started 7 new inductions for April. What the new inductions mean is, individuals have been identified with a opioid use disorder. They go through a screening process, with medical, with mental health clinician, and with Crossroads. And then if they meet all the requirements to the program, they are, inducted into the program itself. So we had 7 for those last month. Our detox information for April, 13 individuals, several with multiple, which is a normal occurrence. 2 had alcohol, 2 with Suboxone or Subutex, 3 with benzodiazepines, 6 opiates, and methamphetamines was 8. Meth has been our highest one for months, and it's a community problem as well, talking to several police chiefs. It's not going away. It's a cheap drug. I mean, it's become the drug of choice lately, so. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we wanted to recognize that. For 2020, April, there was 230 individuals rated for the month. Mental health stability rating, A was 42 or 18.3% of the population. Stability code B was 30% or 13% of our population. Stability code C was 125 individuals, 54.3%. And stability code D, which is the most severe, was 33 individuals, at 14.3%. They have noted there are, the total number of people on mental health medications for the month was 106. And based on our average daily population, that's 59.6% of our population that was on mental health medications for the month. So that number continues to be high. That's all I have for facility reports, sir.
All right, so the chair will recognize anybody from the board with questions or comments on the facility reports. So anybody in public? Yes.
I just want to let you know that I'm doing my own little research project, tracking the number of mental health, the numbers in mental health this year. And should we be lucky enough to have outdoor rec, track whether there's any difference.
Okay.
Because we believe there would be.
That's, I think it's one of the positions they have. Is that
Yeah.
role change. So,
So I'm tracking that.
anybody else? So, all right, so we don't have any old business.
I don't have any to present.
No new business to present.
I don't have any new business to present.
All right, monthly reports.
Just wanted to mention, and I alluded to it last month, but, we hadn't presented to the board, but, the Center County Criminal Justice Advisory Board was fortunate enough to be presented with the CJAB Best Practices Board, from the Pennsylvania Commissioner on Crime and Delinquency. And Glenn, it's like you knew I was gonna do this. Did you put the picture though?
Yes, that's next.
There we are. We were also very surprised. They did not let us know that this was happening, particularly me. Apparently they were watching me. My former coworkers were all watching to see when I realized that they were talking about us. But yes, we were honored. to receive that award, and I did make everyone who was sitting at our table, including Captain Phillip, go up to get the award, with us. So, yeah, so we're very honored to receive that. That is an award that the CJAB specialist nominates, so I have made many nominations when I worked there for other counties. And, we actually won, honorable mention, so second place, several years ago when Jean was still here and I made the nomination. So it's quite the honor for us to get the award, since it is a statewide award with PCCD. So that was pretty exciting, and it is, Center County CJAB's 25th anniversary this year, so just want to make mention of that. As far as, I just got the statistics from the coroner's office for Center County overdose deaths. And we're currently sitting at 7 so far this year. And I quickly looked to see at the substances to see if it kind of matched with Glenn's detoxing numbers. There are 5 out of the 7 that had fentanyl in their system. 4 out of the 7 had some form of methamphetamine, and 2 of the 7 there was an attempt to revive with Narcan. So all were ruled accidental. And age range is anywhere from 38 to 61, and they were all males. So, we'll see how the year progresses, almost halfway. That's all I have.
Anything, that's the month reports, any comments or questions from you? Public?
I'm just curious, that seems older than I would expect, 38 something, the age range.
Yes, it typically is for the past several years. Everyone thinks it's a young person problem, and now we've had them as high as in their 70s. So,
Community updates, start with the purchases. Okay, Sarah, please.
Barbara texted me and said she couldn't be here, and I don't think she joined online, so
Okay. Any announcements?
none from us, sir.
Centerville is going on.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next meeting is June 13th. Right here.
Same place.